okay? This needs to stop now.
Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So, shipping. Shipping is something that, when heard about, most K-pop stans will cringe and say, please, please stop. And I've seen this specific topic being talked about quite a lot, but I haven't really seen anyone do a deep dive into it and look at both sides of the story, which is kind of what this mini-series type thing, K-pop Focus, is about. It's not an ongoing series, but from time to time I will upload videos basically exploring different topics and trying to form an opinion on them. But before I get into this, I have to add a disclaimer. I tried to look at this from an unbiased perspective, but this video does contain my personal opinions. The things that I say in this are not facts and should be taken with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get into it. I would assume that most people watching this video know what shipping is, but if you don't, then shipping is basically the idea of wanting two people or characters to be in a romantic relationship. In most cases, people like to express their ship through posts, fanfiction, edits, etc. Ships are more frequent in the fictional world of books, movies, TV series, and other fictional media, but sometimes they bleed into the real world, and that is where K-pop comes into the picture. Many K-pop stans like to imagine certain idols from either the same group or from separate groups, even when the two idols that they are shipping have had little to no interactions and have said and done nothing that would suggest romantic interest in one another. The first example of a K-pop ship that comes to my mind would be Visu, the ship between Jisoo from Blackpink and Taehyung from BTS. So why do people like shipping so much? Well, the first reason that comes to mind is actually something that I kind of understand: the craving for interactions between your favorite idols. Whether it's romantic or not, it is somewhat heartwarming to see idols being friendly with each other, and it's especially exciting to see idols from different groups that you love having a positive relationship. As a fan of Red Velvet and Twice, I personally really enjoyed watching the episode of Yeri Bang featuring both Yeri and Nayeon. It's generally just fun to watch idols interact, and sometimes that excitement and craving goes further and leads people to want them to be in a romantic relationship. The second reason is actually something that was mentioned in a video by Sanguine Solgi. Basically, she explained that shipping is influenced by fangirls' lack of a love life themselves. Okay, I'm not even a shipper, but I feel personally attacked by that statement. But anyway, this leads them to try to project their own romantic fantasies onto others, and who better to do that with than the amazing idols that they admire. People also may enjoy shipping purely because they're bored. I mean, building a fantasy world around a couple that doesn't even exist is a good way to pass the time, I guess. Well, there are actually quite a lot of issues that can stem from shipping. The first reason would be the dehumanization of idols. It's no secret that the world of K-pop struggles with treating idols like real human beings. An obsession with perfection has been plaguing K-pop for so long that idols end up getting criticized for making normal human mistakes or even expressing normal human emotions. And unfortunately, shipping somewhat encourages this idea that they are not real people with real feelings. Because it's one thing to ship the characters in a book or movie, but to then pair up real life people and create a whole fictional story based around them just comes across as a bit dehumanizing, because it treats them like fantastical characters and neglects the idea that they actually have real lives. The second reason is that it makes things awkward for the idols themselves. Ever noticed that in award shows and stuff, idols seem to be refraining from reacting and interacting with one another? Well, one of the reasons behind this is probably that they're afraid of delusional fans overreacting and jumping to conclusions. An idol looks at another with a blank expression. They hate their guts and are plotting their murder as we speak. An idol smiles at another idol. They're secretly married and their 5th child is on the way. These assumptions and rumours based on small interactions may not only make idols feel awkward or uncomfortable, but could also potentially get them in trouble. Sadly, dating is not normalised in the K-pop world. It should be, but that is a whole other conversation. And many idols are banned from dating by their companies. If an idol is not allowed to date anyone, but then dating rumours start to spark, that could make things complicated for the idol in question. The third problem with shipping is assuming idols' sexuality. I think it's fine to make sort of like light-hearted videos of, I don't know, BTS gay moments and stuff like that, but when it gets to the point where you genuinely believe that someone is 100% a member of the LGBTQ+ community and you're out there saying that to everyone, even when the idol themselves haven't confirmed it, it crosses a line. I'm straight, so I can't speak for any of the members of the LGBTQ+ community, but I do know that sexuality is a sensitive part of someone's identity, and if someone is LGBTQ+, that information may not necessarily be something that they want to make public until they're ready to reveal that about themselves. And idols in particular are in a position where they are fully exposed to hate, and if they were to come out, yes, they would receive support, of course, but they would also likely be faced with a lot of like homophobic and discriminatory comments. So if some idols or just people in general want to keep their sexuality private, we should be respecting that and not theorizing over it and saying things like, yeah, these two idols are definitely gay and dating each other, when nothing has been confirmed. Again, I can't speak for the LGBTQ+ community, so please correct me if I said anything wrong or offensive in any way. I know what I said does not apply to every single member of the LGBTQ+ community, but essentially what I'm trying to say is that people need to be respectful towards idols and what they choose to make public about themselves. The other problem is that some ships in themselves are problematic. When ITZY first debuted, Yuna was 16 and people immediately started shipping her with Hwenikai from TXT, who was 17 at the time. Like, yeah, people of age like 16 and 17 do tend to have relationships, but like, it's still weird to be like projecting your romantic fantasies onto like children. One of the worst ships that I've ever heard about is that apparently there is a ship between, now I don't know this for sure, I've heard people talking about it, but I haven't come across any shippers yet. But apparently there is a ship between Lisa from Blackpink and Haruto from Treasure. Yeah, no. Haruto is literally 16 years old. Lisa is in her early 20s. She's not a predator. Please stop. And the final problem that I have isn't really that bad, but it's just a personal opinion of mine. It's just cringe. Just any relationship post that I see, especially to do with K-pop, tend to be extremely cringy, and sometimes I see things and I'm just like, why? Why did you make this?
You did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
Like, by all means, let your creative side go off, but please don't make stuff that makes me want to rip out my vital organs. Thank you. Well, personally, I think that it can be okay, but in most cases it isn't. I think it's fine to ship idols if you're not too obnoxious and over the top about it, and if you're willing to accept the fact that your favourite ship isn't, and probably never will, sail. It's also fine to ship idols who are actually officially in a relationship, for example, Hyuna and Idon or Momo and Hichul. However, most shippers cross too many lines and are just way too delusional, to the point where they will blow things way out of proportion and cause the problems that I discussed in this video. So what are your thoughts on shipping? Do you think shippers should be accepted, or do you think that it is just plain wrong to ship idols? Or are you somewhere in the middle like I am? Please feel free to leave a comment down below, as I would be very interested in hearing your thoughts on this topic. As I said, I discussed my own personal opinions in this, so don't take everything I say as a fact. If you disagree with me, that is absolutely fine. Just drop a comment and don't attack me for it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!